This episode of Ghoulish is brought to you by, spooky dinosaurs. Yeah, because on this episode of Ghoulish, I'm talking about dinosaurs, so I guess it makes sense that a dinosaur would sponsor this episode of Ghoulish. Cool. Don't ask any further questions about this sponsorship. Like, how did the dinosaur sponsor this? Did they pay money? What kind of money does a dinosaur have? Are they invested in Bitcoin? I don't know. I mean, I should know these things since I allowed this sponsorship to happen. But we're not gonna get into it because I'm backing against the wall right now. I don't know what to say. You got me, okay? My name is Max Booth. I am a host. A host of what, you might want to ask? Go ahead and ask it. I'll wait. Ghoulish. That's what I'm hosting. It's a podcast. And on today's episode, I'm talking to Michael Allen Rose about his new book, Jurassichrist, which I released through my own small press, Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. Jurassichrist is a book about Jesus Christ himself attempting to do his second coming, and things go wrong, and he wakes up in dinosaur times, and he has a machine gun. That's the best way I can pitch you this book. It's a lot of fun. It makes you think. It makes you feel good inside. Yeah, buy this book, and you're gonna be happy about life. Jurassichrist. Michael Allen Rose. Out right now. It came out on Easter Sunday, folks. Easter Sunday. We did a book launch on Zoom. If you're listening to this, you already missed the event. But it's okay, because I recorded the event, and I'm going to put it on the YouTube channel. So yeah, just look us up on YouTube, Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. It's going to be on YouTube sometime soon. Maybe not the moment this podcast goes live, but sometime within the next few days. It depends how long it takes me to edit it and upload. I have shitty internet, so usually when I upload a video, it takes like a day and a half. But it was a lot of fun. Lots of folks have joined in on the Zoom reading. We had folks like Cody Goodfellow, Andrew Hillbill, John Beltisbilgle, Jessica McHugh, Brian Asman, Dangel Sladle, and of course, Michael Allen Rose. We all did readings. We had fun. At one point, Brian Asman smashed a raw egg into his eyeball, so he might be dead. I don't know. And we did all of this to celebrate the launch of Jurassichrist by Michael Allen Rose. Out now. One last note before I get into the episode. At some point on this in this conversation, I begin asking Michael Allen Rose questions that I found on Yahoo Answers by typing in the word dinosaurs. What's funny about this, maybe it's not funny, maybe it's tragic, I don't know. It's as I was about to record this intro today, I received an email from my Yahoo email that I almost never use now because it's 2021. Who uses Yahoo? But I have an old one. I got an email from Yahoo itself, letting me know Yahoo Answers is coming to an end after 16 years. They'll put an end to it in May, so next month. Pretty sad. I've always been fond of Yahoo Answers, as you'll see in this episode with Michael Allen Rose when I use it when I no longer know what to ask him. I also did something similar in an upcoming episode about Satanism, but that won't come out for a few more weeks just because of the way everything got scheduled. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do now when I don't know what to ask somebody. I guess I'll have to do more research. So that sucks. But until then, let's listen to my conversation with Michael Allen Rose about Jurassichrist, out now from Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. We all doing this conversation to promote a new book you wrote that I published through Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. The book is called Jurassichrist. You wrote it. Do you want to tell me why?
Well, that's a difficult question, Max. The why of it. Why do we do anything? Why are we here? Actually, I think the book kind of touches on some of those themes. It's funny to me because I wrote this ridiculous book, and it's about the second coming of Christ. And of course, for the listeners who don't know, he's an extra spatial being. He doesn't, he's not subject to the laws of time and space and whatever. So when he tries to go back for his second coming, he misses essentially and ends up going about 65 million years before when he was expecting to land, and ends up in the Jurassic period fighting dinosaurs and, all this. And it's ridiculous. On the surface, it's goofy and it's fun and it's comedic. But I think at the core, and like a lot of sort of bizarro and weird kind of books that I tend to write, there's something at the core of it that's a little more meaningful or a little more thoughtful. I think it gets into philosophy and theology and sort of the nature of being, and even like evolutionary biology, like why are we what we are, and should we be, and things like that. So I don't know. It's got the two sides of the coin. It's ridiculous as hell, and it's also, I don't know, maybe thought-provoking or something.
Yeah, I think if you can have that balance, then you really have effective bizarro fiction. You can't just have wacky. You have to have both sides. Yeah, and I think you nailed that because it does get pretty deep, while also kind of being one giant metaphor for premature ejaculation.
Of course. I mean, all of my books, anything you've read of mine, short stories, even my college papers, were thinly veiled metaphors for premature ejaculation.
That's why you always hit those deadlines way before.
That's right. That's right. I've never missed a deadline.
How long have you been interested, in dinosaurs? How did this idea even come about? Oh yeah, okay, Jesus Christ, dinosaurs, let's go. I mean, did you always have this fascination about these things?
I kind of did, actually. It comes from a couple of places. So right before we started talking today, I have a bunch of the books that I had as a kid sitting around in my library here. And I found the Dinosaur Encyclopedia, a handbook for dinosaur enthusiasts of all ages, which I received in 1984 as a wee tyke. And I remember absolutely devouring this book, just loving this book. And all it is it's like this huge long list of all these different dinosaurs with facts about them and stuff. But it's not like a kid's book. It's a reference book. It's a really nerdy scientific reference book about dinosaurs. So I guess that fascination goes way back. Like to the era of I remember hanging out in my parents' pop-up camper when they were in the back, when it was in the backyard. They were airing it out. I would go in there for some hangout time, and I'd have my Walkman with my cassettes, and I'd put them on, and I'd read my dinosaur encyclopedia. So I guess this is the culmination of a lifelong fascination that I forgot about for many years and now has come back around to, I don't know, infuse my creative spirit.
Is this the only time you've written about dinosaurs, or do you have a little dino fiction about that I don't know about?
I don't have a lot of dinosaur fiction. I have noticed something in the past several years that I'm trending toward religious satire. That is something that's very close to my heart, and it's probably because I grew up religious-ish, I guess. I grew up in a Christian household, and was sort of dragged to church and all that. And I think throughout my youth, and especially as I started to become like a teenager, I started to ask a lot of those uncomfortable questions that, like, your Christian camp counselor doesn't really want to answer, like finding the things that are inconsistent or things like that, and kind of asking those questions like, but wait a minute, if this happened here, then how could this happen over here, and whatever. So I think that questioning nature, weirdly enough, accidentally came out of religion. And I kind of did the thing where I guess a lot of Christians I've met don't read their own book. They wait for someone to sort of tell them what they're supposed to think about the religious texts or whatever. And a lot of the atheists and agnostics that I know are actually pretty well versed in religious books. Like, they're the people who actually go through the Bible and the Torah and the Quran and whatever, and study those things. So I guess I've really tended toward religious satire because I like to sort of reach underneath that rock with all the hypocrisy on it and see what's underneath. And I think that's one of the things I want to do with this book too, because I think a lot of people are probably going to look at this on the surface and go, oh, it's anti-Christian, it's irreligious, it's, we should burn it. Well, I mean, I hope they do, because then they buy more copies. But
yeah, plus pollution's awesome.
Right. Oh yeah. but I think underneath that, like, I have an appreciation, I think, of theology and religion and spirituality that I tried to explore here, because in the world of this book, I think it's not that one religion is right or wrong. It's that all religions are true, essentially. It's like this massive pantheon of gods from every tradition just sort of exist. It's like the Dungeons and Dragons model, where you have all these different planar entities that are like in their own plane and kind of do their own thing and have their own followers. And, I like that because it's, I don't know, it's to me, it's a nicer sort of theological viewpoint to take, because since we can't really know what's up with the universe, I think closing ourselves off to certain ideas is probably doing more harm than good. So in that respect, I guess I like to celebrate the idea that, I guess it's a piss take on religion, but I like to celebrate the idea that there are lots of possibilities out there.
I mean, I've read the book a few times now, obviously, and it doesn't really seem anti-religion whatsoever. Like, someone on Twitter the other day, I think, was a little pissed because they were like, whoa, so is Jesus the bad guy in this book? Mm-hmm. And he's more the hero. I mean, he's a fucking... He is the protagonist. He is going on this odd adventure you've created.
Well, and I think, not only is he the protagonist, but I think that actually my depiction of JC in Jurassichrist is probably closer to who he actually was historically, because, we learn historically that he questioned things. He was a rebel. He didn't just sort of take the rote memorization that were handed down by the church elders and go, well, this is religion, this is what I believe. He was essentially, he was a heretic in a lot of ways. He was like going against the grain. And I think that in Jurassichrist, that's kind of what he's doing. He wants to uncover the truth about the universe, not just sort of listen to what Yahweh, God, or, the church has to say. He's like, no, I'm going to find out what's really going on, because, people are corruptible, right? And if man was made in God's image, well, then God must be corruptible too. And JC is out to kind of figure out the extent of that corruption.
Do you consider yourself corruptible?
Oh my God, I'm incredibly corruptible.
Explain.
I'm sitting here right now doing this interview in a hot tub full of champagne with several supermodels of varying genders and sexualities, smoking a gigantic blunt and shooting a pistol through endangered herons.
You will just floating in champagne, you say. You will going to get many infections, I think.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm already kind of itchy. I should probably step out of the hot tub and just do the interview.
Yeah, I'm surprised you insisted on doing this. And for those who don't know, before we began recording, you insisted on having the video on. You kept saying, "Look at me," for like
Yeah.
a long time without breaking eye contact. I still am quite terrified.
Yeah, well, you should just know that when the interview ends, there's going to be about a 20-minute period where I expect you to make eye contact with me at that time while I slowly towel myself off. So just be ready for that.
How do you dry yourself off? Do you like will you like wrap the towel up into a long string and then you slowly slide it back and forth?
Yeah, just kind of like a snake or an eel all the way down my
Snake.
body. Just sort of wrapping it around, doing a little. Sometimes I make little hiss sounds while I do it.
Do you think like dogs that dinosaurs would like shake when they were wet?
Well, maybe. They say they're a lot like birds. And I guess I've seen birds do that at bird baths. So, why not a dinosaur? Like, they shake off. Yeah, kind of like a shaggy dog. Flick their head like a bird, kind of like T-Rex is waving around his little arms trying to dry off in the sun.
Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
Ooh, I knew you were going to ask me that. I was going to try to ask you that first, but you beat me to the punch.
Don't ask me. I don't know any.
Oh, no. You don't have a favorite dinosaur?
Nah, I don't give a shit.
Everyone's supposed to have a favorite dinosaur.
My favorite dinosaur is Jurassichrist.
Oh, that's great. That is excellent. You know what? It's such a crap answer. But I'm gonna have to say probably the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I know that's like saying, what's your favorite soda? And like Coke, like, it's the big one, right? Like everyone loves T-Rex, but he's just great. Like, not only is he a killing machine, he has ridiculous tiny arms. So like, he's a killing machine you have sympathy for. Like, that's a pretty great place to be in the food chain. Like, I'll eat whoever I want. I'm a badass. Look at my tiny arms. Like, that's great.
What exactly can a T-Rex do with those tiny arms? I mean, even if I'm picturing it now, if they leaned over, they can't still pick anything up. What are they doing with them?
I feel like they're probably just there to gesture with. Like T-Rexes are a lot like a stereotypical like New York Italian, like, hey, what are you doing? I'm dinosauring over here. And they're like just gesturing wildly with their tiny arms. It's got to be a communication thing.
Truly the empire of dinosaurs.
It's true. Say.
What do you think like dinosaurs did to pass the time? I mean, I doubt they had like organized spirits or anything.
Well, they read Michael Allen Rose books, but outside of that, that's something too that we don't think about very often is like, yeah, we're the first sort of sentience that we know of this level on the earth, but they had to do something. I mean, even animals like play or find ways to enjoy their time. And it's really funny when you think of like, I don't know, a brontosaurus running around with that long neck and like kicking a tumbleweed or something, like a ball. Like, it's like, what if they were like giant kittens and they were just like running around, like chasing things and, rolling around on their backs?
I mean, I have to imagine they were also like chasing little tails and stuff as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got a tail like that, you're going to chase it. If I had a tail like that, I'd be chasing it right now in this hot tub.
That would cause a mess.
Oh, there's already a mess here. Hey, Max.
Hey, what's up?
How did the dinosaurs develop and why did they die out?
Is this a joke?
Were they warm-blooded or not? How did they feed, move, and behave? What were baby dinosaurs like? What was the reason for all the variety of frills, horns, spines, teeth, and claws in all the different groups?
I mean, I think the answer to most of these is sex stuff, right?
Probably, but I can tell you what the Dinosaur Encyclopedia says. It says, the answers to these questions provide some of the most exciting areas of recent research on dinosaurs, and many of them are still open to debate.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when you don't want to do any research, you just say, it's open for debate.
Yep. That is that you just hit upon the trick of writing science books is basically, if you don't know, just be like, Scientists are debating a variety of theories. That's all you really have to say, because it's always true, and you cover your bases.
So recently, I did an episode about Satanism. This is a good segue.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what to ask because it seems like a deep topic, and I'm not a deep human being. So I went to Yahoo Answers and I typed in Satanism. So now I've just done that, but I typed in dinosaurs. I'm going to ask you questions that folks from Yahoo Answers have asked. And you are the professional, you're the dino expert, I am told. So, Michael, did Adam and Eve live with dinosaurs?
All right. Well, Max, I'm glad you asked that question. There were actually a variety of humans that lived around and near the dinosaurs. However, all of them were actually gods that had transported themselves into mortal bodies. So when we think of cave people, we kind of have the wrong image of the humans that lived around the dinosaurs. It's better to picture Jesus Christ riding a velociraptor with a machine gun, firing it wildly into the air. That's a much more accurate historical picture of the timeline.
Now, when Jesus has a machine gun, does he run out of bullets, or does he have just infinite heaven bullets?
Are you a video gamer, Max?
Off and on. I've played classic games like Pac-Man. Yeah.
Okay, surely you've heard the concept of God mode.
I have.
Okay, well, JC, permanent God mode, baby.
Wow, that's pretty nifty. Does he get that golden gun as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep, unlimited ammo, special skins on his weapons, the whole thing. Basic invulnerability, no clip. He can like walk through walls, like all kinds of stuff. The thing with JC though is he's got to have enough power to do it. So if he doesn't have enough power, if it's been taken out of him, it's a rechargeable battery situation. Like he can do extraordinary things, but if he's out of energy, what are you gonna do?
Does Disney have a dinosaur ride?
Disney has the frozen head of Walt Disney, which is often mistaken for a dinosaur egg.
And you could ride it if you pay enough money. And
you can ride the head? Amazing!
Yeah, you have to be a certain age, and you have to sign some NDA.
There's probably a lot of waivers for that.
Yeah, it's fun though. I recommend it.
Nice. I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah. Do you know a song I could put song lyrics in about dinosaurs or a band name?
Well, Dinosaur Jr. already exists. Remember them?
I do.
They were around for a while.
I like that band.
Let's see, Dinosaur. I remember there was a song at the roller skating rink when I was growing up. It was like, open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur.
Yeah, that's the title, Walk the Dinosaur.
Whoa. Well, there we go. Walk the dinosaur. There you go. I guess I am a dinosaur expert, and I didn't even know it.
I mean, I knew it. That's why I had you come on to talk about dinosaurs.
That's fair.
Yeah. How did dinosaurs die? 8 question marks follow that one.
8 question? Well, obviously, then that means I need to give you 8 different theories about why they died.
Please.
Okay, so the first one, I just screwed myself. Okay, so the first one obviously is that a giant meteor came crashing into the Earth. Now that meteor may have been any number of things. It could have been a big rock. It could have been a comet. It could have been, one of God's contact lenses. It could have been. There's lots of different things that could have fallen to Earth and exploded it. That's one. Number 2, of course, dinosaur factories, pollution. Same thing we're dealing with now. A lot of dinosaur industry, dinosaur business, dinosaurs running back and forth with their dinosaur briefcases and little dinosaur trilby hats, and just big business, big dinosaur business. Did basically the same thing humans are doing to the Earth right now, and just screwed themselves. That's the second question.
Okay, that's good because we've already established that pollution rocks.
Yeah, it totally rocks, dude. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that's like pollution rocks with like a cartoon cheetah skateboarding over like a smog cloud,
smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, of course, drinking Mountain Dew.
That's fucking extreme, bro.
It's totally extreme. You can tell. I came of age in the 90s, man. Everything's totally extreme with 3 X's.
It has to be 3 X's because it might also be referencing boobs.
That's true.
You know about boobs, Michael?
or booze.
Oh
Boobs
shit.
or booze. Yeah, that's right. That's
That's a
right.
lot.
I do know a little about boobs. Danger Slater and I have a running joke where occasionally we'll tell each other if we like got some boob. That's like the new shorthand for like getting intimate with a lady. Dude, I got some boob.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty great. One day, one of us will probably see a boob.
That's pretty badass, man.
That's what we think. We're hoping. By the way, the third thing,
Yeah.
um, extreme energy drinks. Dinosaurs were suckers for extreme energy drinks, and those things will kill you.
Oh yeah.
Yep, yep.
When I was a kid, I used to drink Mountain Dew so much, and then like I don't know, like 5 years ago, I was like, man, I haven't had Mountain Dew since I was 15. I should try this. I almost vomited. It was toxic, man.
It's not good for you, man. Anything that's that color that you put into your body, that ain't right. Like something is wrong with the whole situation.
I like Sprite okay though, and that's kind of the same, right?
Sprite's clear though.
Okay, yeah.
I think that Mountain Dew looks a little too much like it's radioactive to make me comfortable.
Do you remember when they had like fucking red Mountain Dew? That was awful. That was like
Code
evil
Red,
shitting
yeah.
blood.
The blue Pepsi too. If you ever tried Pepsi Blue,
No.
it looks like windshield washer fluid, man, and it tastes like a light windshield washer fluid. So I don't know, man. It's not. It wasn't a good idea when it started. It's not a good idea now. By the way, the fourth way the dinosaurs might have died, a gun.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just like one gun, right? That they
Just
kept
a gun, yeah.
they just kept picking up and accidentally shooting themselves with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Over and over again. Yep. Number 5, the fifth theory about how the dinosaurs died out, actually is covered in Jurassichrist. So that's a secret. That's a spoiler. That's a secret death theory. So you're gonna have to pick up the book Jurassichrist by Michael Allen Rose to find out the fifth way that the dinosaurs might have died, which is also the true and correct way, by the way.
Yeah, you've done plenty of research to figure out the actual explanation that no one else has cracked.
Exactly. This is non-fiction.
I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it. It was a knife.
It wasn't. Well, that was the sixth way, actually. So, yeah. Except the difference is in the sixth way they were trying to learn to juggle, and they moved to knives way too fast.
Yeah.
Way too fast. You got to start with the soft balls. Maybe work your way up to apples. Yeah, don't go to knives right away, dinosaurs.
Especially if you have limbs like a T-Rex. It's not
Exactly.
It's not gonna roll out.
I mean, think about how close that T-Rex has to juggle to his chest. Like, it's gonna hit you in the nose, cut off your face.
So many unnecessary decapitations happened.
It's so true. The seventh way, by the way, smoking cigarettes. Kids, don't smoke cigarettes. It killed the dinosaurs.
I mean, they did look pretty cool.
They looked really cool when they died. They did leave beautiful corpses.
So I mean, you have to weigh that decision. Like, do you want to live long, or do you want to be cool, man?
Right, that's true. Just like drugs. Kids, don't do drugs unless you want to be cool.
Yeah, and if you do want to do drugs, hit me up. I have someone.
Oh, sweet.
I get a discount.
And the eighth way, monster trucks.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Just like fucking. Elaborate on that.
Well, both driving them and getting in the way of them. Because I don't know if you've ever been to a monster truck rally, but you don't want to get in front of Bigfoot. I'm just saying.
Okay. Which one was that? Was that the last one?
That was 8. I mean, there might be more, but that was 8. So I feel like I'm done.
That was a lot. It's funny. A lot of these questions have questions about dinosaurs and Adam and Eve, and I am not quite positive what sex toys have to do with dinosaurs, but maybe you can provide some light on that.
Oh boy, sex toys and dinosaurs, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's a shape thing, like people associate, because like you look at the long neck of like a Diplodocus or something like that, right? It's got this like super long neck with this kind of knobby head. I mean, it kind of looks like somebody took like, I don't know, a seal or a sea lion and just slapped this like long dildo on its neck instead of a head. gave it a couple tiny eyes, replaced the flippers with legs. A lot of dinosaurs look kind of sex toyish, so I get it. I understand, but I also think people have a general erotic fascination with dinosaurs.
Yeah, like what do you think is the sexiest dinosaur? If you had to fuck one.
Whoa, the sexiest dinosaur.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many to choose from. Whew. Boy, is it getting hot in here? Whew.
Yeah.
I would say, you know what? Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus has those big spiny things on his back.
Oh wow, it becomes a pegasus really quickly.
That's true. And you know what? They're so fashion forward. Like they've got it's like haute couture fashion, just walking around, strutting their stuff, looking all fancy. I'm like, what are you doing, Stegosaurus? Strutting around like that. Stegosaurus is like, I don't know, baby. And if it had hands instead of big stumpy legs, it would like touch its chin and kind of wink.
Yeah, if there was one dinosaur you think you could just kick the shit out of, which one do you think it would be, and how would you attack him?
Oh man. Oh, that's a good question. These are such great You're really digging deep, man. These are the real questions. These are the raw questions. I feel like I'm on Larry King Live.
Well, surprise, you will not.
Oh, good. Okay. You know what? I remember the Compsognathus. He's the guy I think I would if I had to take one in a fight.
Yeah.
Compsognathus, because he's little. He's like a little 2-foot dinosaur. 2 feet big. He's real wee, like about as big as a chicken. So I guess I'd fight a Compsognathus. Although I feel like this is like the old like, do you bet on the Doberman Pinscher or the Chihuahuas numbering that weigh the same as the Doberman Pinscher? So if you had a bunch of Compsognathus, I bet, man, they could tear you apart like land piranhas. Like I feel like a group of them, that's trouble.
I don't know. I don't think I would fight. I would pacifist.
That's fair. But I mean, if you had to, you didn't give me the option to get out, man.
It was around. You just didn't pick it up.
Oh, I see.
There's also a lot of as seen on TV stuff in this book. Are you just like fascinated by all that junk, or how do they get involved in Jurassichrist?
Yeah, I guess I've always kind of found the whole concept of as seen on TV products pretty hilarious. I remember growing up, there was the Mall of America in Minneapolis, where my family and I would drive to once in a while. I grew up in North Dakota, so it was like kind of the state next door. Once in a while, we'd go down there to the mall, and I remember there was an as seen on TV store, which sort of negates the whole purpose of an as seen on TV thing.
Yeah.
But that's all the store had. They stocked all these wacky Ronco and like as seen on TV products. So you didn't have to like order away and, COD or send money now or whatever. They would just like, you could just buy them and take them home, and you'd have like the wacky waving sham wow machine or whatever, that you picked up at this store after you hit like J.C. Penney's and Kohl's or whatever. So I guess I found that pretty funny. And then back in college, I used to write a humor column for the college newspaper. And I did a deep dive one time on infomercials, like this sort of the late night infomercial thing. And this was, I want to say this was kind of before the days of like Adult Swim and companies like that, like taking that format and making something really cool and funny and creative out of it. This was just like back in the like, this is a crappy infomercial, and for half an hour this person's going to tell me about a weird dish pan or whatever. So I did a deep dive. I did a 2-part article on all these insane products that like nobody needs. Like nobody needs most of these products. They don't actually fill a need. They kind of create a problem and then attempt to solve that problem. Like, have you ever noticed when you watch those infomercials, you always have like the really inept person that's like, has this ever happened to you? And it's like someone trying to like pour a bowl of cereal, but like the box explodes from their hands and just like all the cereal, like it gets into their eyes, and they're like walking around screaming with like blood trailing down their face. Their eyes are gone because the Captain Crunch shredded their eyeballs, and they're like looking for a spoon, and the spoon goes flying out of their hand and it impales their wife, and the wife is dead on the couch, and they're like, I can hear you, but I can't see you, as they're crawling around on the... So maybe that was just in my head. But
that's exactly how that one-eyed witch said I would die.
See? It happens to real people. But that's, well, at least what the infomercials would have you believe. And so they like create that problem, and then they're like, try the new Bowl-O-Matic, where it's like a cereal bowl, but someone's put a lid on half of it or something. And it's like they're charging you $20 because they stapled a piece of plastic to the top of your cereal bowl. Like, they create the problem that doesn't actually exist because no one's really that inept. And then they solve the problem to try to get you to pay them. It's such a bizarre business model. So I thought about that. And in Jurassichrist, as you say, there are a lot of as seen on TV products. And without spoiling too much, I will say that they tend to be something that you will find mammals in the world of Jurassichrist, and it tends to be something that they are attracted to. And that sort of came from the idea that we, as this sort of smart but dumb species that we call humanity, are attracted to those kinds of things, like manufactured convenience. Like, I have no need for this thing, but someone tells me that it solves a problem I didn't know I had, so I must have the thing.
My dad was like that a lot. Like, he would see anything advertised, and he would be like, we need that. And my mom would go, well, why do we need that? He's like, well, wouldn't it be cool to have it?
Not really. But according to the infomercial, yes.
We all like slept in one room in the living room growing up, and the TV would be on always, and like we would wake up sometimes at like 3 a.m. to my dad yelling my mom's name, whose name is Christina, but he would go, Chris, wake up, we should get this.
Oh no. Look at the ShamWow. We need a ShamWow. It cleans up spills.
And as far as I know, we never bought anything because we never had a credit card or a banking account my entire like childhood. So I don't know how he thought we would get these things.
I wonder if it wasn't kind of like people like myself sometimes, you know, especially if I'm having a bad day or worried financially, I'll be like, maybe someday I'll win the lottery. I don't play the lottery, so there's literally no chance of me ever winning the lottery because I don't play it. But I wonder, people sometimes feel like that about certain products, especially those things that are aggressively sold to us, where it's like, I need one of those. You don't think about how to actually procure it. It's just like, that looks awesome. I need a carpet sweeper for my ceiling. And like, then you just kind of get to sit and dream and wonder.
Yeah.
With stars in your eyes about the magic of carpet sweeping your ceiling.
I'm hoping to end this episode, you would maybe consider doing a as seen on TV commercial for Jurassichrist.
Oh man, I'll do my best.
Okay. Hold on a second. We'll leave a little gap because I'll find some type of music to play right now, leading into you. And go right ahead.
Friends, are you tired of reading literature that leaves you cold? Try Jurassichrist! Jurassichrist from Michael Allen Rose, the handy-dandy novel that doubles as a philosophical treatise and a bizarro car crash of a book. That's right, if you like your stories screwed up and insane... I lost it there somewhere along the line. Man, I had it going for a minute.
It was fine.
I lost it.
Just how about we'll just be aggressive about it. Buy Jurassichrist, or we're going to kill everybody you love.
There you go. Or you know what? Now here. We'll do the manufactured problem thing. Friends, when you read a book, do your thumbs get tired? Tired of paging through page after page of ink and paper? Try the new and improved Jurassichrist from Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing and Michael Allen Rose. Jurassichrist turns its pages for you if you believe hard enough. That's right, if you're a believer, the pages will turn themselves. The book will read itself to you. No fuss, no muss, no work. Just enjoy a novel, sit back and relax. Also does windows, floors, ceilings, car waxing. Warning, may not do any of these things.
Have you done like radio jobs in the past?
Dude, I wish I could get a radio job. I've been wanting to do voiceover for so long, and like figuring out how to even crack into that industry is so hard. I got an account a couple of years ago with ACX, and I was gonna try to like get a reel together and try to do like audiobooks and things like that. And I don't know. I got busy with lots of other projects. I mean, you know enough about me to know that I'm always busy with too many projects and like hope that some of them occasionally get done. Same thing with the voice acting thing. Like I'd love to do it. And I love using my radio voice, but it's like.
It's such a good voice.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I am available to hire everybody. I am a freelancer. I don't have a real job anymore, really. Please help, send money, buy my book.
All right. And how can people find you online?
People can find me online by going to www.michaelallenrose.com or www.gerbilprobe.com. That's right. It's exactly what you think it is. gerbilprobe.com. I'm also available on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all those fine places. And of course, you can find my book right there on the PMMP website.
Oh, yeah. Click the link in the show notes. I will
do it.
I will put a link and you can buy it.
Do it.
Yeah, we're gonna kill your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, if you buy this book or anything that I've done, really, I have music under my musical name Flood Damage, which is my industrial band. I have books and short stories and random things here and there. I also have a Patreon that I should mention. Every month I create a new zine or chapbook. So if you like my writing and my ridiculous comic, weird horror, whatever stylings, every month you get a new little booklet signed and handmade by me with some story or play or whatever random crap is going on in my head. A lot of fun. You can get that at www.patreon.com/MichaelAllenRose.
Yeah, and I highly recommend folks looking up Flood Damage. That I enjoy your music, man. We listen to it a lot.
I appreciate that, dude. I actually I'll use this opportunity too to plug that 2021, because 2020 was such a dumpster fire for everybody, and I had a lot of musical ambitions in 2020 that didn't come to fruition. Everything kind of got backed up. So like in 2021, I have a lot of plans, and I'm hoping that there will be at least 2, if not 3, mini EPs of new Flood Damage material, among other things.
Now, for those not in the business, an EP stands for extended play.
Correct. It should be about 4 or 5 songs each. And then the plan is, after this series of 3 EPs over the next year and a half, there will be a new full length that will consist mostly of remixes of songs from those, from a bunch of other artists, and a couple of like deep cuts and new things. So I've got a lot of plans. We'll see how much of it actually gets accomplished, but the goal is in 2021 to, not only Michael Allen Rose out in the world as an author, performer, creator, whatever, but getting Flood Damage back out there as a musical sort of force to be reckoned with, I hope.
I think we need a Jurassichrist theme song out of Flood Damage.
I was just telling my girlfriend Sada yesterday that I should write a song called Jesus Met a Tardigrade and sort of do it in like this kind of folksy kind of way, like, with an acoustic guitar and Jesus met a tardigrade when he was just a molecule, that kind of thing.
I hope you do this, and I hope you send me the track, and I will put it on the podcast.
It could definitely happen.
You have until Monday.
Oh, no!
And now we will end this episode with a brand new song by Michael Allen Rose.
Oh, no.
Okay, end of episode. Now we'll just play the track as we lead out.
I don't think you're going to get a track, but it's a cool idea. Maybe someday, maybe several episodes from now, you'll be like, oh, yeah, and remember way back when I mentioned this thing? Here's a song.
That's okay. I think it'll play as even a big old joke if nothing plays.
Yep. This is here you go. This is what I came up with in the time that I had remaining. Jesus met a tardigrade when he was a molecule. Jesus met a tardigrade today. That's about as far as I got.
Awesome. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I can see some old man sitting in his truck listening to that.
Oh yeah, man. I feel like that old school outlaw country, like Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson needs to make a comeback, and it needs to be mostly about Jesus meeting tardigrades.
Yeah, I think so, man.
I'm glad you see it my way.
I think that's the way to go.
This is why you're publishing me.
Don't I know it, baby? Okay, the podcast is done by now, obviously.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So you can put off your podcast voice.
Thanks for having me. I feel much better having done that now.
And that was Michael Allen Rose talking about Jurassichrist, which is out right now. Go pick it up. I'll include a link in the show notes, but you can go to perpetualpublishing.com and pick yourself up a copy, baby. So follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/PMM Publishing. Leave a review on iTunes and live spooky. Die spooky.
Live spooky, die spooky.